Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you have been here before. My name's Colette, this is Inspiring Life Changes, and I'm here today to do a reading for Sagittarius. That's Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising and Cusp Sagittarius. If you don't know where those placements are Sagittarius, there will be a free natal link in the description box down below so that you can go and check out your moon sign, your rising sign, and I would especially tell you to, or recommend that you check out your Venus, because this is a Venus reading that I'm doing today. This is a continuation on from the Venus that I started doing. Originally was the question mark and you readings, and then I went a bit deeper and I did the Venus retrograde readings, and now because Venus has gone direct, I'm going to carry on doing the readings with Venus direct to see if anything has changed in your relationships, and if so, how things have changed and what you are dealing with now. So also for you cross watchers as well who are interested in a Sagittarian, are in a relationship with a Sagittarian, or have been in a relationship with a Sagittarian, the natal chart or the natal link down below may also be of some interest to you as well. You may want to go and check that out for yourselves too. And again, check out where your Venus is, particularly for the points of 0, 5, 2 degree 21 degrees, because that's the part that Venus has been going over in the sky the 3 times. This is the third and the last time that Venus is going to go over that point at this time up until the end of July. So what I have done is what I normally do, is take the Suit of Cups. Today it's been the Good Tarot deck that I'm using here, and I've separated them from the rest of the deck, so I'm just using the cup cards here to try and get an overall energy, an overall kind of feeling of what's going on here for you Sagittarius. And today you got 2 come out, and they were both very kind of adamant and they wanted to be together as well. I did kind of look at them and think, which one should I take and which one should I not take, and they were both kind of like, and also the fact that the 5 and the 10 as well I found quite interesting, that kind of it doubled from the 5 to the 10, but they are both in reverse. And so I get the feeling there's a lot of unhappiness going on here. Somebody, it feels to me, is kind of in the depths of their despair, emotions. Somebody's really, I feel like, sinking down into the depths of their emotions, like they can't get above anything, they can't see the joy or the happiness or the lighter side of things at all. It's kind of just this really quite deep, despairing energy that I'm feeling here. And this could be yourself, Sagittarius. This could also be the person that you have got a connection with here, energetic connection, emotional connection, physical, mental, spiritual connection. This doesn't have to just be your energy, it could be both of your energies together. One, it could be one of you, one could be the other, or it could be the pair of you. However it resonates for you. But I will say that while I was doing my meditation and my shuffling, this card, or this deck of cards here, which I will be using for the other person, Sagittarius, came out with the Queen of Cups. It is up the right way, sorry. So that is a good sign, but it talks to me again about reflection, emotion, kind of looking over things, deeply getting into their own emotions. It's kind of this person literally sitting in their emotions here. So it may well be more their energy than your energy, because at the bottom of the cards that I will be using for yourself, Sagittarius, we have the Page of Wands, which I feel is more your energy. But if it feels then it should be the other way around. If you feel that the cards aren't right for you, then just swap them over. However it resonates. This is just a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with everybody, but if it does resonate with you, then just swap the cards over. But that's what I'm feeling here with this 5 and this 10. Like somebody can't quite can't see beyond this emotion. They can't see anything changing. They can't see themselves getting out of this emotional despair and sadness and sorrow. And even though the 10 is here, and in some ways it's kind of saying to me that they've already, if they tried or if they wanted to, they could even kind of rise above this, or they could, because a 10 is completion. A 10 is kind of saying, you know, this is the end. You have reached the end here. It's like whatever it was that you've had to go through, you no longer have to be sitting in this emotion. Because this is what this Buddha does for me here. He's kind of sitting deeply. And when he's upright, he's very joyful, and he's very content and very kind of like full of his own joy and happiness. And but when he's in reverse, it's kind of saying to me that he doesn't see this joy or this happiness or this kind of ending of what's been keeping him down here, what's been dragging him down. There's even this feeling of being dragged down by this emotionally as well, this end kind of deeper into your emotions, which I feel also with this Queen of Cups energy here as well. But at the bottom of the cup cards here, underneath, we have the Page of Water, which is interesting because both of these kind of the pages are a young energy, an energy that's just kind of learning about itself, really. With the pages, it's like energy that's kind of just beginning to stir, that's just beginning to find out more about who they are. Again, I don't know if this is your energy, Sagittarius, or whether this is the other person's energy, or whether this is both of you together. It's interesting that 2 cards came out though. And there is this overwhelming emotional energy here, a lot of depth of water, a lot of submerging into their kind of subconscious realm as well. Possibly looking for answers deeply within themselves. The Queen of Cups can be somebody who's very kind of psychic, somebody who uses her own intuition, her own understanding, rather than looking for the answers elsewhere. She can be somebody who has that ability to already see within and find the answers for herself. You have the King of Wands that's come out here, Sagittarius, in reverse. And this is much more your energy, it's fiery energy. But because it's in reverse, it's kind of saying to me that you're not feeling particularly dynamic, you're not feeling particularly motivated. You're kind of distracted by something, I feel. Because he's not looking straight ahead. He's kind of got his head turned. And it's like he's been caught, something's kind of caught his attention off to the side here. So normally it would be an energy of kind of dynamic, fiery, passion, motivation, action, doing. It kind of relates to all the fire signs of Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. But I particularly see this today as your energy, Sagittarius. But I get the feeling of you just kind of feeling a bit like, in some ways, possibly even exhausted here. Maybe you've been over trying. Maybe you've been over overextending yourself somehow here. But I kind of feel that you've got to a point where you've just kind of given up in many ways. And you're just kind of sitting there on your throne, kind of thinking to yourself, I'm not putting any more effort into this. I'm not doing anything about this. It's taken up a lot. I feel it's taken up a lot of your energy as well, especially with the kind of all of this down here, or this yellow and this orange, which for me kind of relates to the solar and the sacral plexus, which is very much about creativity, very much about you kind of maybe trying to find different ways to deal with this situation. New plans, new ideas, but they don't seem to have worked for you, Sagittarius. There seems to have been some blockages. Things seem to have turned on their head here, particularly with this 5 of water and this 10 of water. Five of water always, to me, is the kind of despairing, oh, woe me type of card, in the sense that she kind of got her hand on her head here. Kind of, she looks like she's completely, like, you know, distressed by everything. She can't see, like I was saying, she can't see a way out of this situation. So this could also be your energy, because I do feel that you're kind of a bit down in the dumps here, maybe. I'm just going to kind of lack of motivation, lack of interest even. So what's covering Sagittarius? Okay, you're covering energy here. We have the King of Cups. So that, again, more water, again, more emotion, again, more kind of intuitive searching. And maybe this is what it's saying for you, Sagittarius, is that you've been trying too hard to put too much action out there and overdoing things, but you haven't actually gone with your kind of intuitive knowing and your instincts and your kind of emotional understanding of something, like emotional intelligence, rather than just kind of using your own understanding of something in a way. Like, because this is your challenge, this is what's blocking you, and it's you needing, I feel, to go into your own emotions, because that's where the answers lie. Because you have now got the King and the Queen of Cups here as well. So there's a lot of emotion, a lot of water around this situation. Underneath this, I've just noticed the Ace of Cups in reverse, and you also have the Tower here as well. So there's a lot of emotion, and there could also be a lot of disturbance here as well. But I just feel that you've got to that point where you're kind of, like I say, you've kind of given up putting any action into this situation. So maybe that's why the King of Cups is saying, well, now you've tried everything that you can, how about doing this instead? And how about going into your feeling realm, your intuition, your instinct, your kind of reflection as well. Queen of Cups, King of Cups, very similar energy in the sense of working with your emotions, your feelings, your inner knowing. So let's see what we have that's in your head here, Sagittarius, and what you are actually aware of when it comes to this situation. Two Kings. King of Cups, of course, is the water signs. It's Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So you could be dealing with a water sign, because there is a lot of water here. There is a heck of a lot of water here. Or it could just be that you're in a very emotional place yourself at this time, or you're kind of avoiding being in an emotional place, but you need to be in an emotional place. In your head, and what's come out for you is the Page of Swords. Pages, like I was saying earlier, are all younger energy. They're an energy of kind of inquisitiveness, curiosity, learning about things. They can be a very naive energy as well, particularly when they're in reverse, like this one is here. So you may feel as though you kind of don't really understand what's going on here. You completely, in many ways, kind of, when it comes to your thought processes and how you've kind of tried to work through something on an intellectual level, maybe to do with communication as well. Maybe there's been lack of communication. Maybe you've tried communicating, and maybe that's something else that you're kind of holding back on now with this King of Wands in reverse as well. And I just get, like I was saying, this feeling of exhaustion, of just kind of saying, I've done it, I've had enough, I don't know what else I can do. And this is kind of the Page of Swords saying that again, saying like, you know, I don't know anymore, I don't know how to communicate with this person, I don't know how to open that door, open those gates to communicate. And it's making you feel quite what's the word here? Oh, well, like in many ways, like a child. It's making you feel kind of quite, yeah, like a child, like something that's, you know, you're not masterful with here. Like something that you haven't got to grips with, something that you haven't kind of completely explored or avenues with, maybe. But there is a feeling here of needing to have some communication with the turquoise all around this as well. I always think or see turquoise as being a communicative, like heart and throat colour blended together. If you get the green of the heart and the blue from the throat chakra, it's about kind of like, you know, open, honest, clear communication. But there doesn't seem to be any of that happening at this time. And I also feel that maybe you're closed off to that as well now. That you have kind of felt as though you've kind of exhausted, like I was saying, all the avenues here. And you're closing yourself down to even communicating about this anymore. So let's see what's happening in your recent past, the energy that you've been working with and working through here for you, Sagittarius. I don't know if you can hear that dog barking out there. He's got quite a deep bark and he tends to bark at lots of things. He's in my neighbour's garden at this time. He's not having any problem communicating. You may also feel on some level that your communication is inadequate. I think that's what I was trying to explain or get to. That it's kind of like inadequate, that it's not enough, that you're that where you're coming from isn't going to resolve the situation. That communication isn't enough somehow. And I don't feel that you're very open to it either, with it being in reverse, and the sword, because it's in reverse, the sword is now kind of pointing upwards as well. If it was up the right way, the sword would be down, but now the sword is kind of pointing up the way. And in many ways, the sword looks too big as well, somehow, for this kind of page character. It's almost as big as he is. So it kind of looks quite big and kind of like it would be quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, would he, like the way that he would wield it would be quite kind of immature in a way. Like it would overwhelm him. So maybe that's also why you're holding back here as well, Sagittarius. Like I say, I kind of get the feeling that words aren't enough. You have the Two of Wands in reverse here. So I feel as though something was started here. Something kind of came together and then it kind of went off in two separate paths again. So that's what I'm kind of getting with this energy here as well, that you kind of tried, you did really try to start something new here with the two of you. You did try to put some kind of creative thought processes into this. And you were hoping, I feel, for some results here as well, for it to go from the 2 to the 3 to the 4 and kind of progress. And you were at that time open and willing, but it's kind of now, you know, these paths are diverging into two separate pathways, and they're both going off on different courses here. They're both kind of separating and going their own separate ways here. And I feel as though you're kind of coming to terms with that, Sagittarius. You're kind of coming to terms with the fact that you were both on the same path at one point, but now those paths have separated and you've been left standing at kind of a crossroads even, that you're at a crossroads in your life now. And you're not quite sure which path you're going to take as well. So there could still be an opportunity there. For some of you, there could still be an opportunity there. For others, you are going to kind of separate, I feel, and go off and do your own thing. You have the Page of Cups here as well in the subconscious realm. Again, more water, more emotion, more young, kind of innocent, naive energy. possibly coming from a place of immature, emotional misunderstandings. Things maybe not appearing as they were supposed to. Page of Water, of course, has come out here as well twice. This one is in reverse. This one was at the bottom of the cup cards. So I will kind of bring it into the reading. For me, this is the kind of always the playful, mischievous kind of energy of the Page of Cups here. The kind of just beginning to allow yourself to show your true self here as well. Page of Cups can often be an energy of coming out after a time of hurt, a kind of withdrawal from emotions, from love, from relationships, from kind of a situation that you've had to heal from. And you've got it, like I say, coming out twice here. And for me, the way she kind of lifts up her skirt here, it's almost like she's just beginning to reveal her true identity to the world again. Like she's just getting ready to kind of come out and show the world who she has become in a way. So the Page of Water here, or Cups, he has this cup in his hand, this very kind of large golden cup that he's wanting to do something with. He's wanting to give it to somebody. But as of yet, it's not been given away. This is the subconscious realm. So I feel as though you've kind of been on this journey of maybe even self-discovery in a way. So much water. Surrounded by so much water. And it does feel like somebody who's kind of just finding out about themselves on a level of things that they didn't know about themselves even. But I do feel as though there has been this healing process that this person has been going through here, Sagittarius, or you yourself has been going through this process here, Sagittarius, this healing you've needed to go through. Possibly even that cup was you kind of discovering about your own needs as well. You kind of coming to a place of realization of what you actually need from and within a relationship. What it is not just that you want to give in a relationship, because Cups is all about the emotions and the giving, but also you need to learn to receive emotionally as well. Maybe you didn't know exactly what it was that you wanted. And we have the Queen of Pentacles as the outcome here. Queen of Pentacles, up the right way. You could be dealing with an earth sign here, a Taurus, a Capricorn, a Virgo. Somebody who's got a very kind of self-contained energy about them. It's up the right way. They hold this pentacle in their hand here. So she too is kind of wanting to, I feel as though wanting to It's like, this is what I have, this is what I have achieved, this is me, and now I want to do more with this, because the Pentacles is all about expanding on the physical, on what we already have, and making it become more of satisfaction, of kind of quite an indulgent energy, the Page of Pentacles. They like the luxuries in life, which is kind of shown by this peacock here as well. Peacock, very much a kind of showy, kind of like look at me kind of energy. But very grounded, very earthy, very like I was saying, self-contained, self-sustained, very independent. Very nurturing. Likes the good things in life. Wants to share the good things in life with somebody else as well. They are very giving on that level. So this is the energy that is moving in for you, Sagittarius. It could be this is going to be your energy itself, or you could meet somebody who has this energy. It doesn't have to be a queen, same as the kings don't have to be kings. It's just the energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be a female. But this is the kind of personality that they will have. They will have, I feel, quite a kind of flamboyant, kind of very exuberant, maybe, energy about them. But also a kind of deeply rooted value of themselves as well. Like they value their own opinion, and they'll value your opinion. Deep-rooted values. And also they know what they want. This person knows what she wants, or he wants. And I also feel that they're not afraid to voice it. The peacock is very vocal. So that could also be a part of this as well. That you're going to find your voice after this Page of Swords up here. It's kind of now saying that, you know, you're going to find your voice here. Or somebody's going to find their voice here. Whether this is you or whether this is the other person, or whether this is somebody else who's going to come into your life and help you to master on some level your kind of need to value yourself, possibly, Sagittarius. We have the Seven of Swords come out for this person as their first energy. So I feel as though, again, communication here, it's upright. So I feel as though this person is kind of keeping themselves in the dark here. There is not a lot of communication going on here. And if you look at the shadow down here as well, the way that he's carrying those swords, the shadow down here is kind of like they're keeping their back covered, like they're very okay, they're kind of very spiky at the moment. Their energy is very spiky and very kind of like a porcupine, like being attacked. If they feel as though they're being attacked, that's how they respond at this time. they will just respond with kind of like their spines go out and they're kind of like stay away. And you may feel Sagittarius or other way round, but I feel this is more the other person here, Sagittarius, rather than your energy. You may feel that this person is not being completely honest with you at all here. There's a lot of dishonesty going on here. And I don't mean dishonesty as in lying or cheating, but kind of dishonesty in the sense of they're not opening their emotional, like they're keeping it all down, they're keeping it all hidden, they're keeping it all very much kind of inside. It's all very kind of like heavy and kind of subdued, not subdued so much as oppressed, repressed. They're keeping it all very much to themselves here, Sagittarius. So let's see what their covering energy is. What is the blockage here for the person that Sagittarius has a connection with, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, physically, mentally? Connection with this person. Interesting. I'm not going to take all of them, but I will take you because you came out first. So they also have the Two of Wands, but they have it as their blockage here. This person kind of knows that they need to do something about this. They know that they need to come out of this dark energy, which is here. This cave here is where this person has been. They've been in this cave. They've been kind of keeping, like I was saying, keeping themselves very much in the dark and not giving anything away. This is the blockage, remember. This is their challenge here. And just like you also have the Two of Wands here, you've got it in reverse here, Sagittarius. They've got it as their challenge. So it's neither upright or reversed. But when it's a challenge or when it's their covering energy, it does mean that it's something that they're having difficulty with accepting or doing. So they too are having this problem of moving forward, which is kind of what I felt with this card here as well. Standing at this crossroads, knowing that you have to take a path here. And they too have got a similar situation, but they are actually kind of like they're carrying these two rods or these two wands here with them. Whereas in this card, they've kind of been stuck in the ground and there's not a lot of creativity around it. There's no fire involved. There's nothing really coming out of these rods at all. They're not fired up. They don't seem to be kind of engaged in anything. Whereas these ones are. There is some passion there. There is still something is still ignited. But it is difficult for this person because they don't want to come out of this cave. This is their safety. This is their safety zone. They don't want to come out of their safety zone. They're happy inside their own little world here. And that's why I feel that they're very defensive here as well, with this Seven of Swords here. like mentally very defensive as well. Now when it comes to communication, if there is any communication, it's very short and very sharp, very kind of matter of fact, boom, 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 that's it. So they need to come out of their safety zone, but they don't want to. And what's in their head and what they are aware of is the fact, if you see here, it's the same energy. This is Jason, and this is him having to face this dragon. And the dragon represents his fears, his doubts, his kind of worries about whether or not he can achieve this, because what he needs is this fleece here. This is what he's set out to achieve. That's his prize. That's his goal. That's his aim, is to bring this back home. And this dragon is symbolic of all of our kind of inner doubts, our inner worries, our not feeling that we're good enough for something or somebody, doubting ourselves. It's having to face your own imaginary, in many ways, because a dragon is an imaginary creature, and I kind of tend to see this energy as kind of the monster under the bed that as children is huge until we kind of face it. We have to face it, and it's only when we face it that we kind of realise it's not as big a problem or an issue or as scary as we actually thought it was. But in our own heads, in our imagination, it can become so big that we have all these defences in many ways that we put up around it as well. And it also came out with this card here, which is in reverse, which is the Page of Pentacles. So they too have got this younger kind of curious energy, but it's in reverse. And the Page of Pentacles is about, similar to this Queen energy here with her pentacle. It's like wanting to do something more with it. It's like wanting it to grow, wanting to turn it into more. All of these seedlings here, for me, represent a situation of building, or you're building a future, planting a future, kind of seeding something, ideas, something that you can reap the benefit of later. But it's something that needs to be taken care of and looked after, because it's a page energy, it's a young energy. So you would have to put time and energy and effort into it. And this person here doesn't really know if they're capable of doing it. And again, it's going back, for me, it's going back to this kind of safety zone of kind of like, you know, they've got this and they're holding on to it because it's very dear to them. And that's kind of what's sustaining them at this time in their little cave. They're being sustained by not having to step out of that safety zone. And it's kind of perpetuating itself as well, somehow. It's kind of just this cycle that kind of keeps repeating. But this person is dealing with some of big self-esteem issues as well, quite possibly, with this Five of Wands here, Sagittarius, because the dragon can represent our fears of our self-esteem, how we see ourselves, how we what we put out to the world as well, which the person doesn't want to do, because the Two of Wands is their challenge, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse is them kind of wanting to stay in their safety, comfort zone. Which is why maybe you feel as though you can't do any more about it as well. And they've also got the Seven of Wands here as well, which has come out over the top of your Two of Wands, which of course was in reverse. Seven of Wands, it's battling. It's battling. I just feel that this person just thinks that it's an ongoing battle, that if they come out of their safety zone and they try and do anything about this, it's just going to become a battlefield for them. It's them trying to, sorry, I'm just standing my cards up, they just fell down there. It's them trying to make something safer, maybe. Seven, it's like, because this is more to do with inner battle. This is about yourself. This is adversity over your own fears and problems and self-worth and doubts. And the Seven is about other people. The Seven is about battling with other people's ideas, opinions, views, how they react to you as your opinions and views, whether they clash, whether you can build something together. So I feel that this person just feels that there's a lot of clashing here. There's a lot of not working together as a team. But this is the past. This is what's moving away. This is the energy that they've been dealing with. So I feel as though there has been, if there has been communication, it has brought up again because it's the Seven here. And the Sevens are, they're an energy of dilemma, of things kind of not coming together, of things kind of almost but not quite kind of working out. So it could be for you, Sagittarius, that this person has been kind of in and out, that you've had this in and out kind of relationship, and it just kind of keeps getting more and more like harder, like more of a battle, like you just, the pair of you, like competitive in a way, a really strong kind of competitive energy of kind of trying to prove opinions are better than the others' opinions. And that's kind of how it feels. It kind of feels that there's this ongoing battle. Possibly even of like hurting each other as well. Like, you know, who is going to hurt the other person the most as well. Because if you look here, they're kind of setting fire to each other, and there's a lot of craziness going on in that picture. There's two kings there as well. So it's kind of a battle of, I feel, battle of wills rather than anything else here as well. There may be some very hot-headed energy. between the two of you. Or things flare up easily when things are said. It does feel to me as though this person doesn't feel like they are on an even ground here. So let's see what is below. Interesting. There's a lot of fire energy from this person, which is interesting. Maybe this is you, Sagittarius. There's a lot of water from the other, a lot of fire. So, Six of Wands energy here, which is a victory. Or a feeling of a victory. And this is in the subconscious. And of course, this is the, if you look here, this is the fleece that is being won here, I suppose, battled for. And there he is victorious with it. So you've actually got, you've got the 5, you've got the 6, and you've got the 7 here as well. So in this 7, in the actual story of the tarot cards here, this 7 is about somebody trying to steal this. They're actually wanting to take this away after it's been won, after you've been victorious. Somebody is trying to come in and take it away and take the glory for it. There is also that side to the 7 of Wands here as well. Somebody else trying to steal your success. So maybe that's what was going on, or you feel as though that's what was going on. Maybe this other person feels that's what was going on, Sagittarius. That maybe their hard work that they put everything into, maybe the relationship itself. But the 6 of Wands is a victory. Okay. So the 5 of Pentacles has come out and felt like it belonged here. So I'm going to put it here because it feels to me as though this victory very quickly became something that was very total opposite. Like this person leaving something here. This person with the 5 of Pentacles, it's about being kind of forced out or willingly having to leave a situation because it's not working for you anymore. It's not healthy. It's holding you back. Because here, this house, with all these pentacles on it here, he's kind of leaving this behind. And he's doing it in a way that is kind of, in a way, underhand, or isn't necessarily very, again, open and honest here. So this person may have felt also that they went from a victory, feeling victorious, feeling like that they were kind of on top of the world and that they got their prize in many ways, recognition, to suddenly feeling as though they were just like the world just did a complete 180 degrees and everything changed. And they found themselves alone having to leave the situation. No real explanation as to why that was happening. And it kind of feels a bit like this card here, actually. There's a kind of similarity here of this person kind of walking down this path on their own. Having to kind of find a new direction. That this was what kind of brought that on. This kind of need for this new direction. Which is why they're very kind of stuck in this cave. It's kind of their safety, their sanctuary, like I was saying. This kind of need for them to be safe and secure. And we have the Two of Cups that's come out over the top of the Queen of Pentacles here. So this could be a new relationship that's coming in for this person. Two of Cups. It's yet to happen. It hasn't happened yet. And this person here hasn't acknowledged this energy here yet. Like, even when I feel, even when it comes in, this person is not really going to be aware that that's what's going on. It's kind of going to be an energy that's going to be around them, but they're not seeing it. They're not picking up on it. They're not kind of aware of the presence of this new person or this new energy, because they're still reflecting on the past. They're still reflecting on something. With this cup down here, although he's got this cup in his hand and he's able to offer it, she's bound by something, which often represents for me the kind of past again, this kind of being bound to something from the past that's keeping you tied up, that's keeping you in a place where you don't necessarily want to be. And in this case, it's on a rock in the middle of the sea, middle of the ocean. And Psyche seriously didn't want to be there. She was actually being put out there as a sacrifice for the Kraken, to stop the Kraken beast from destroying her home. And it was her father, the king, who put her out there. But the fact is that she's not aware that this is coming in. She has no awareness at all. And this could be your own energy, Sagittarius. This could be something you coming back in. This could be your energy coming back in here to try and resolve something with this person, which could be this. You could see this person, Sagittarius, as well, somebody who has the ability to build a future with you, because you also have the Page here, which is obviously something that you're wanting to do here. You do want to build a future together. But for some of you, it is going to be a complete, like, I feel, separation here as well, with this Two of Wands here. Others, it is going to be a coming back together energy. Once this person kind of gets out of their cave. So that's kind of what I'm feeling here. It's going to come as a shock to this person as well when it happens. They're not expecting it, they're not aware of it, they're not, and it could even be that this isn't your energy. This could be your person, but it's not your energy, Sagittarius. So it could be that they have waited as well. Or it could also be yourself who you feel, you know, you've given up now. You've kind of waited for so long. And then just when you kind of give up, something happens and it comes back in again. So there is a few different scenarios around this card. So I'm going to see what the Moonology cards have to say. You also have the Eight of Pentacles, interestingly, on the bottom of this deck as well. So this often talks about mastering something and coming back to the table and reworking on something. Trying again. Energy, starting out again. So for some of you, it could well be a willingness to kind of work on something that you thought was past its best, shall we say. And also with this Tower, again the Tower card again is there. The Tower card was there earlier as well, and Temperance as well. So I do feel that there is, because when it comes in, when it does happen, it is going to be a shock. This person is going to be completely kind of unexpecting of this. And the Tower is a card of unexpectations, of something happening out of the blue, of kind of not being aware or ready for it, or and Temperance card here is kind of saying that, you know, this is time to communicate your heart. The masculine and the feminine energies here. Again, it doesn't have to be masculine and feminine, but it kind of represents those energies of the sun and the moon, the masculine and the feminine, divine masculine, divine feminine energies working together to create this beautiful rainbow effect here as well. So it is saying to me that there is something that can be rebuilt, because the rainbow can also be like a rainbow bridge, of kind of bridging something between two people as well. Like bringing something back. But I do think that whatever is happening in this situation, there is a lot of sadness, a lot of sorrow, a lot of despair, and I feel that kind of neither of you are happy about it. Neither of you are happy about where you're at in this. So let's see what the Moonology, Moon Wisdom cards have to say for you, Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, Saggies, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp Saggies. I will just say as well, for the Cusp Saggies, you're either going to be at the end of Scorpio, as in kind of 0 degrees of Sagittarius, just leaving the Scorpio energy. And if that is the case, you may want to check out your or my Scorpio reading that comes before this as well, because you may find that that also will help make some sense of the reading. I'll give you more insight maybe. And also for the other end of Sagittarius, where you're kind of the 29 degrees mark, moving into Capricorn, You may also want to put, sorry, you may also want to check that reading out when I put it out for you. Okay, we have two, let's see. Interesting, okay. So we have your commitment is being tested, which I think is very true. And also emotions are running high, which is definitely very true, because I was definitely picking up on that one. There's a heck of a lot of emotion in this reading. A lot of emotion in this reading. And I do still feel that there's a lot of, or kind of strong attachment here between the two of you as well. This is Eros. This is Eros who stabbed himself with his own love arrow, Cupid, as he's also known, on seeing Psyche. So he fell madly in love with her. And because he'd stabbed himself with his own arrow, there was nobody else. So that kind of has a bit of a kind of fated feel about it as well. Your commitment is being tested. So it's kind of like, you know, you may well be distantly apart, and you may well be kind of going through something, both of you going through something very emotional that's kind of upsetting for both of you. But your commitment to each other is kind of what this is all about. And the emotions are high over it as well. Like almost feel as though on some level it's getting, with all this fire and this water, it's like getting to some kind of boiling point where it's going to kind of boil over. And things are going to have to happen. That's what I'm kind of feeling. There is a bit of earth here as well, but not an awful lot of it. So let's see what the light angels would like to say to you, Sagittarius. I'm going to take one card from the top, one card from the bottom, and the one that fell out was supposed to come from the middle, but we'll take that one up. Let's just take that up. Blank, blank. That's interesting. I'm going to give it another shuffle. Interesting. Blank kind of means that it hasn't kind of formed into anything yet. Okay. So, top and bottom. Nice. And I will do the same with the... Okay. That kind of jumped quite far. Definitely wanted to come out. So we'll put you in the middle. You can be the middle energy. And the top energy, bottom energy. So to start with, we have self-worth, which is interesting because I feel that that's this card here. This battling of the self-worth here. So the self-worth says, self-worth bestows a sense of confidence, expectation of success and ability to love. Decide on clear boundaries and limits and firmly decline to let others step over them or manipulate you. You will earn respect. When you value yourself, you become open and friendly, slow to take offence and quick to forgive. I think this card is about here, or this kind of offence. There was a lot of offence and defence here. Remind yourself that you are likeable, and lovable. Do not let others press your buttons. Stand tall and confident. With true self-worth, you radiate a golden aura, which is interesting as well because of the fleece here being this golden fleece and this being the prize. Where are we? Sorry. A golden aura which enfolds others and makes them feel good too. Ask your angel to step into your aura and guide you. And the affirmation here is, I am confident and worthwhile. And it's come out with life, which is angels colour your life. Which I feel is kind of saying that, you know, if you step out of that comfort zone, you can change your life, you can fill it with colour. It kind of reminds me of this Temperance rainbow card here as well. Like all that colour in the rainbow can be yours. You can colour your life. So the next card here we have is creativity. And it says the angels suggest that you explore your creative potential now. Creativity is an energy for adventure and change. It may herald a new idea, inspiration for a book, an artistic vision, or a new project. And that, I feel, is this king energy here that is just kind of very unmotivated, is kind of what I'm picking up. This unmotivated, like there is no creative thought process anymore. Let your imagination flow. If you do not know how to channel the force, you may feel restless or dispirited. So ask your angel to help you to direct your creative energy towards something worthwhile. The angel wisdom reminds you that you are a co-creator with the divine. Use your power with wisdom and joy. Kind of this energy here is lack of joy as well. Possibly because you aren't co-creating, or possibly because you're kind of standing at this crossroads and don't know how to create or what to create next. And the affirmation here is, I enjoy my creative powers and use them for the highest good. I hope you can see that very well. Try and use that side. There we go. And it's come out with inspire action. Angels encourage inspired action, which kind of fits very well for creativity. Creativity and inspired action. There's a lot of orange, a lot of yellow in this card, which is all about the solar and the sacral plexus, as I was talking about earlier on. And I kind of feel that it's been drained with this card. But this is kind of saying, you know, this energy, you need to focus on this energy. You need to focus on this kind of sacral solar, the lower chakra levels here, to tune in to your inspiration and your creativity in order to kind of take this new direction, take this new path. And lastly, you have Archangel Gabriel. And he says, you are blessed to receive this Archangel card, and your guidance is to invoke Archangel Gabriel, who works on the white ray for grace and purification. It is a time to release old memories, ingrained habits, and mental patterns which lower your vibrations. Kind of this energy here, I feel. Archangel Gabriel will bring you order and discipline into your life so that everything runs smoothly. You can also call on him to bring you clarity and joy. It's that joy again, which I was saying earlier is a lack of. You are reminded that you are a beautiful light. and wise spirit, and that only the material mantle disguises your true self. So envision yourself surrounded by pure white light. Let your pure spirit emerge and fly. And the affirmation is, I am pure and light. So if you can see that, it's really badly held there. I'll try again. There we go. And it's come out with the angel of respond. It says retreat, rethink, and then respond. Retreat, rethink, and then respond. Interesting, because that's kind of what you are doing, or what this other person is doing. So maybe this is for the cross-watcher here, or for the person that you have this energetic connection with here, Sagittarius. Maybe that's what they're doing. They are kind of retreating into this energy to find themselves in order to be able to respond from a more possibly joyful or kind of grounded place as well, this Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so that is the reading for today. I hope you have enjoyed it. So I'm going to leave your messages and say thank you very much for watching. Please could you like or thumbs up my video for me so it can get put out into the kind of bigger YouTube world. It gets picked up and then put out there by the algorithms, and the more people that like a video, the more it gets put out into that kind of mainstream world of YouTube, and other people can then see my videos, come back hopefully to my channel and subscribe to me. Thank you very much to all of you who have subscribed to my channel. I really do appreciate it, and it is helping it to grow bit by bit, slowly. It is growing. So thank you very much to all of you who have subscribed to me, and to those of you who have subscribed to me recently as well. I really do appreciate it very much. If you feel that this video could be of any benefit or help to anybody else, please share it with them. Also tap the bell so that you can receive the videos that I will be putting out there in the future as and when I do. And I think that's everything. I'm wishing you all the best, Sagittarius, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Take care of yourselves and take care of anybody else that you can.